up, everyone? Welcome back to the Mad Max Local Recap. I'm back. Yay! Yippee! New intro. Let me know what you think in the comments. I thought it was pretty good. So, yeah. Welcome back. We got a lot to talk about. It's been a while since I've done this show. Obviously, basketball season is now officially over. USCB men's and women's teams, unfortunately, falling in the first round of the Peach Bowl Conference tournament, both with chances to make it into the NCAA tournament, but ultimately fall short. But nonetheless, what an incredible season it was for the Sand Sharks, both men's and women's basketball. What a turnaround for the women's basketball team this season, finishing as the number 2 overall seed in the Peach Bowl Conference tournament. So, really great work by both of those teams. The coaching staffs did an amazing job. Hats off to Ron Fadala and Sharon Versup for the incredible job that they did for both teams this season. Obviously, youth basketball season is over. State tournaments for districts in the SCAP district and state tournaments have already come and gone. So congratulations to all of the team in our areas who made it to the districts as well as the state tournaments. The only team that was left standing at the time was USC Salkehatchie, which we like to talk about because they're a great team. They're covered by our Lowco sports area. If you don't know where USC Salkehatchie is, it's just in the Walterboro area, so not far from where I live in Bluffton. I want to get out to a game and watch them play one year. I got to do that. I hear it's quite fun to go watch them play. Got to the the junior college national tournament. I think I don't remember what the name of the organization is called. Made it to the second. They're in the Division I level of junior college basketball. Got to the national tournament, but fell in the second round. After getting a really impressive first round win, falls short in the second round, so they're officially done for the year. But hats off to USC Salk on an incredible basketball season for the men's team. The women's team's coming up too. They had a good season as well. So that does it for us for men's and women's basketball for the season. And what a season it was across the board. Youth basketball, high school basketball, watching Bluffton boys get to the lower state championship game, just falling short to the eventual state champions of North Augusta. By the way, both the boys and girls basketball teams for North Augusta won the state titles. So they swept the 4A titles this season. So congrats to them. Obviously at the college level with USCB women's and men's teams, as well as the USC Salkehatchie men's and women's teams for having incredible seasons. So that puts a stamp on the end of the 2025-2026 basketball season, and can't wait for the next season to begin next winter. Yeah, what a great season it was. But now we're into spring sports, and there is a lot to take place, both the high school and the college level. So let's get into all of that right now. We'll start off with high school. Soccer and baseball, softball already underway. Track and field season for high school teams are already underway. Obviously, there are a lot of teams to keep an eye out on in each sport. We'll start with baseball. Excuse me. Hilton Head Christian Academy men's varsity baseball team's very strong this year, and has been playing some really good baseball against some very tough opponents, including Savannah Christian and a couple teams from Florida that are very good. JP2 is a team to watch out for. JP2's baseball team, their pitching staff their rotation's strong. So definitely keep an eye on them when those two teams meet in Hilton Head Christian and JP2. It's going to be one heck of a spectacle. Who else on the private circuit? Hilton Head Prep, keep an eye on them. They're a bit younger than usual this season. Stanyard's no longer there. He's playing college ball now. So they're missing their best player. Expect them to be competitive. I don't know if they're a state championship material team this year, but they're definitely competitive and will most likely make playoffs. Who else? Anyone else? Trying to think private school wise. Is there any other baseball teams to keep an eye out on? I don't think so. I think that's about it for private school baseball. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it. I guess Colton Prep would be another team to put in mind for for baseball this season. They may have a very strong team. I've been hearing that they got a good team, so definitely keep an eye on them. We actually, when I was at the football state championships for Skiza when Colton Prep was playing Williamsburg, I was talking with some of the parents about what do y'all think of the baseball team this upcoming season. They said keep an eye on them. So, and when they say that, they definitely mean it. They know their sports up in Walterboro, and they know baseball and football better than just about anyone in the state. So, so definitely keep an eye on Colton Prep. Thomas Hayward is solid. I don't know if they're going to be extremely competitive, but they are a solid team. So keep an eye on them. Although JB2 smoked the doors. JB2 and Hilton Head Prep have both smoked the doors on Thomas Hayward, so who knows? Let's go over to the public school circuit for baseball. Teams to look out for. Bluffton High School looks strong this year. Hilton Head is always going to have a strong team. May River is going to have a strong team. Buford boys are kind of in a rebuild mode. That varsity team's in a rebuild mode. They're very young. And it's shown. They've struggled against a couple opponents already this season, including May River. So keep an eye on that one. Colleton County, I'm not sure where they're going to sit as a team. They may be competitive, but we'll find out eventually where they sit as a program. But that division with Bishop England being in the mix as well. So you got Bishop England, you got Bluffton, you got Hilton Head and May River. Those four teams, it's going to be real competitive this season, and it's already kind of showing how competitive that 4A division, 4A region we have here, how competitive it is. Battery Creek, again, very young team, so I wouldn't expect a whole lot out of them. Whale Branch, a young team. Hardyville is a very young team. So a lot of those teams now, I believe Hardyville, I would think, does have a chance at the playoffs at the Skiza 1A level. Not a lot of teams in their region. I think it's them, Bamberg, and possibly Denmark Olar. So if it's just those three teams, all three of them get into the playoffs. So Hardyville's already potentially booked a ticket to the playoffs, and we are not even halfway through the season. So definitely something to keep an eye out on. Apart from that, I mean, Beaufort High School, we mentioned, they're not going to be super strong this year in baseball. Bridges Prep, though, might be someone to keep an eye out on. I've seen a couple of their players recently, and they're looking pretty solid. So keep an eye on Bridges Prep. They may make the playoffs for South Carolina High School League this season. That's kind of baseball. That's the look around right there. Softball for private schools, JP2. JP2 is the team to watch. Colton Prep might be a team to watch as well in softball. JP2 took down May River this past week in softball, so they're definitely strong and competitive. And I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do come playoff time for softball, because they probably will make the Skiza playoffs for softball, hopefully. That Colton Prep softball has always had pretty strong programs, so I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do this year. Hilton Head Christian, Hilton Head Prep softball, they're still in the beginning stages of that program, so they're getting better, but they're not there yet. They're not at the competitive stage just yet. I think it's going to take a couple more seasons before we see either one of those teams actually be able to compete against some teams with the likes of JP2, and so we'll see how they can do, how they handle the next couple seasons, but they're not there yet in terms of competitiveness. Thomas Hayward has had strong softball teams in the past. Maybe want to keep an eye on them, see where they're at this year. But I wouldn't expect a whole lot out of them. I think that's pretty much right about it for the Skiza side of softball. Go to the South Carolina High School League side. I still think May River is a team to keep an eye on. Despite their loss to JP2, it was a 1-0 loss, so it was a close game. May River, I think, is a little bit on the younger side this year, but they're still very competitive, so I wouldn't be overly worried about May River, especially with that loss to JP2. I think they're going to be just fine. Bluffton's young. Hilton Head's very young. So those two teams, I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't keep a close eye on them. I don't think they're going to be able to do a whole lot this year. From the scores I've already seen this season, I wouldn't expect much. Colleton County softball might be in the mix this year. We'll see how they do. I'll have to take a look before our next Lowco Sports Lowdown show to see what we're looking at in terms of Colleton County softball, because they've had some strong teams in the past. So we'll see what they can do. Who else? Battery Creek's very young this year, so don't expect a whole lot out of them. Last I checked, they had some middle schoolers on that Battery Creek varsity team for a few games this season. So I wouldn't keep an eye out on that one. They're just young. They're going to struggle this year. Whale Brand softball, same kind of deal. Hardyville softball. Now, I will say, out of all the teams, I think Hardyville has the most amount of kids on their program. 30. Justin told me the other day that they had 30 kids on the team, which is unbelievable, and that's fantastic. It doesn't mean they're going to be great. They're getting there. They're trying to be competitive. They are a lot more competitive than they were last season, so that's a positive. And it means Justin Jarrett's pulling them in the right direction. So that's a good thing for him to get there, to get this program up and running again. Apart from that, I mean, if you look around, Bridges Prep softball, I'm not sure where they're going to be this year as a program. I would think they're on the younger side, so I don't know if I want to expect a whole lot out of them. In terms of softball, not much else to talk about. I don't think there's a whole lot of strong softball teams other than JP2 and May River in the area, and possibly Colleton County. Other than that, I mean, there's not a whole lot in terms of strong softball programs at that level. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Let's see. So that's pretty much softball right there. Let's talk soccer real quick before we head to our to the break, I guess. Before we start talking about some USCB sports when we come back. Soccer-wise, there are a lot of teams that are very strong and have good chances of making some noise when it comes playoff time. And that's both private school and public schools, both SCISA and the South Carolina High School League. Bluffton boys soccer is looking really strong this year. Definitely keep an eye on them. May River is going to be a strong team this year, so keep an eye on them. Hilton Head soccer, probably going to be a strong team as well. Keep an eye on them. Bishop England soccer in that same region, always strong, so keep an eye on them as well. Who else out of that region? Colleton County, I don't think is going to be in the mix. Beaufort boys might be in the mix. I'm not sure, but Beaufort might be in there to cause some chaos, but I wouldn't think so. I think it's really those four teams of Bishop England, May River, Bluffton, and Hilton Head. And so definitely keep an eye on those four teams in that division, that region we have here. Excuse me. Battery Creek boys, I'm not exactly sure. I would assume they're going to be on the competitive side, but I wouldn't expect a whole lot. Whale Branch, kind of the same thing. Bridges Prep Soccer, definitely keep an eye on Bridges Prep Soccer. They might be a strong program this year, so keep an eye on them. Hardyville Soccer might be one of the strongest teams in our area outside of May River and Bluffton and Hilton Head. I think Hardyville is the next one on that list that's in our specific area. They look strong enough to be a state title contender from what I've seen. They played at the Charleston Shootout, which is a big event that takes place in Charleston. Misa Garzone, the head coach of Hardyville softball, is a great pickup for Hardyville to have him as their head coach. He's really going to force them into being a very solid team with very good fundamental skills. So I think Hardyville is in the best shape right now out of all the teams to make a deep run in the playoffs and potentially a state championship appearance, if not a title to come home with. So definitely look out for Hardyville's men's soccer team. Who else? Public schools in our area. I think that's about it in terms of public school teams in our area that would be talking about. Skiza teams, Hilton Head Christian men's soccer team. Hilton Head Prep men's soccer might have the best chances of anyone right now. Head coach Lucas O'Grady's done a great job with them, did a fantastic job with them last year. They're one of the favorites to get all the way this year. So definitely keep an eye on Hilton Head Prep's boys team. JV2 boys is probably going to be a strong team this year. Buford Academy is going to be a very strong men's soccer team. They always are. Who else? Cross men's team might be strong as well. So keep an eye on them. In terms of men's soccer, boys soccer, whatever you want to call it, that's about it. I'm trying to think, is there anyone else skis wise? I think that's maybe the Patrick Henry boys might be in there, that conversation there potentially. We'll see. And then on the women's side for South Carolina High School League, it'd be interesting to see who goes where. I know more so the Skiza side of things. I think the Hilton Head Christian women's or girls team, definitely the JP2 girls team. Hilton Head Prep girls has had their strong teams over the years, and I wouldn't be shocked if they have another one this year. Cross girls might be strong as well this year. I hear they're pretty strong, so you might want to keep an eye on them as well. Apart from that, I don't know the public school scene well. I would say out of all the teams I'm thinking of right now in terms of public school, I would think Buford High might be in that conversation for girls soccer. Hilton Head girls might be there as well. I'm not sure. We'll see. That one's interesting. I think Bishop England girls are the strongest in my opinion right now. So it's going to be interesting to see, where they're at with that. Yeah. So that's about it for spring sports at the high school level in this area. There is a lot that's going to be taking place. Of course, track and field season begins for the high school. Well, it's already begun for high school. So there are a lot of teams to watch out for, including Whale Branch, who's had their fair share of success in South Carolina High School League, both men's and women's track and field. So they're going to be strong this year. I'm sure they're one of the strongest track and field programs we have. So yeah, so we're getting hot into the high school season. All right, we're going to take a break, about a couple minutes or so, 2-minute break or so. When we come back, we'll be talking about USCB baseball and softball. 2 big series taking place this weekend in Richard Gray Sports Complex out in Hardyville. We'll tell you how those went when we come back. This is the Mad Max Lowco Recap. Welcome back to the Mad Max Local Recap. All right, time for some USCB athletics. Indoor track and field just ended a couple weeks ago. Congratulations to all the performers out there. Pretty good showing for USCB. So now that's done. They get into outdoor track and field season. Should be starting not long from now. That's getting started. Golf is in full swing now for USCB athletics. Men's golf is fully underway right now. Expect them to have a strong season. But USCB baseball and softball playing this week at home. USCB softball taking on a very strong Lander team and clearly showing their strength. Lander sweeping USCB softball this week. Game on Friday, 2 games on Saturday. Friday game 9-7 loss. Saturday the first game was a 6-1 loss and a 9-1 loss in the final game. Look at that first game. USCB had the 6-2 lead going into the 5th. Lander scores 2 runs in the 5th to make it a 6-4 ball game. USCB scores 1 in the 6th, and then Lander proceeded to score 5 in the 7th to win 9-7. Just a heartbreaking way for USCB to lose that game. And then really the story beyond that goes far out from there. I mean, Madison Murphy was on the mound. She pitched all 7 innings. And really most of her struggles came in that last inning. 9 runs, 7 earned runs on the day, 5 walks, 8 strikeouts. It's a solid outing for her, but it's tough when Madison's struggling. It's going to be hard for USCB to stay in ball games. Unfortunately, they get game 2, 6-1 win in favor of Lander. Want to see who was on the mound. Cassie Brundage. Emily Morgan started on the mound. She pitched 2 innings, gave 3 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned runs, a walk, no strikeouts. Had a hit by pitch as well. Cassie Brundage comes in, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned run, a walk, 2 strikeouts. So actually pretty solid outing for her. But it just wasn't enough. Lander got 3 runs in the first. USCB answered back with a run in the second. And then Lander scored a run in the third and the fourth. And USCB did not score the rest of the game after that run in the bottom of the second. Lander would score a run in the 6th to make the final score 6-1. It's just difficult. It's unfortunate. That the pitching is, look, USCB knows how to score runs. This is a veteran offense and a veteran defense, a well-experienced team. They got to fight for every single game because the biggest issue I think I see with USCB softball is not their offense. It's not their defense. It's their pitching. Outside of Madison Murphy, who's really your absolute solid number 1, you only have 2 other pitchers to choose from what I'm seeing. And Emily Morgan and Cassie Brundage. And I want to trust them. But from what I've seen this season, Emily Morgan's had a couple good games. Cassie Brundage has had a couple good games. But mainly they've struggled a little bit to stay in ball games, not give up hits, not give up walks, of course, those walks and hits turn into runs, and it just becomes a whole problem for USCB outside of Madison Murphy. When Madison struggles, who's going to back her up? And that's the biggest worry I have right now. Last season, it was kind of a different story. You had Sierra Kinlaw, and backing up Sierra Kinlaw was Madison Murphy, and you had Cassie Brundage, who actually pitched decently last season. So you expect Cassie to be a little bit more of that solid number 2, but she just has not stepped into that position yet. And it brings in worry. And you would hope Emily Morgan can step into her own as well, and I hope that's the case as the season continues. Look, give USCB credit. They've fought in these games. These first 2 series were probably 2 of the toughest series they have outside of North Georgia. That North Georgia team's ranked 5th in the country right now. So these are outside of North Georgia. Lander and Columbus State, I think, are the two toughest series that they were going to have at this season. The two toughest outside of North Georgia. And when they get to North Georgia, it's going to be a tough series, but we've seen USCB go toe-to-toe with them before, multiple times. So, like, those two series that they've just played to start off Peach Bowl Conference play, do not be alarmed. They're going to pick up wins. They're going to be competitive. They're going to be in the middle of the pack. I fully believe that. It's just that they had to play two very difficult and very, very tough and very good softball programs in Columbus State and Lander in back-to-back weekends. It's a very tough way to start the season. USCB's, I believe, on the road. Are they on the road? They may be at home. Their next game, they have a doubleheader. Is that on Tuesday? Doubleheader on Wednesday at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. I might be on the call for those games. I'm going to see if Wes Kerr's on the call for them. If not, I'm going to try to see if I can get out there for those games, if so. And if that's the case, might be able to make it out for those two games. We'll see. They take on Savannah State University for a doubleheader. And then they're on the road this next weekend for the 20th and the 21st against Georgia College, which I want to check and see Georgia College's record. Let's see here, softball standings. Here we go. So Georgia College is 2-4 in conference play. They're 7-11 on the season. So this is a very winnable, series for USCB. So like next week, they're going to try to pick up some wins here and there. I think they're going to pick up wins against Savannah State, and then I think they will get their first series win over Georgia College. I know it's on the road at Georgia College. It's not an easy trip to go down, but I think they're very much so in a position where they're going to be successful. You look at the overall records for USCB and other teams. I mean, you know, USCB's 15-11, USC Aiken's 15-13, Columbus State 15-8, Augusta's 12-10, North Georgia's strong 23-4, and then Landers is 16-17. So like all these teams are close. It's going to be a battle. I mean, fully believe. I mean, USC is in a position currently. I mean, we're only 2 weekends into the conference schedule, but they're in a position where they can make it to the conference tournament. So like it's going to be interesting to see how they play against Georgia College. If they can hold on to get at least 2 wins against Georgia College, I think it tells me that USCB is in a good enough position to where they can compete and be able to make the Peach Bowl Conference tournament. So it should be interesting. So that's their upcoming schedule. It's Savannah State and then Georgia College. I want to see if I can get the rest of their schedule. Get it up here. So they got Savannah State, Georgia College, and then they're off during the week, and they will be back at home on the 27th and the 28th to take on Flagler. So, and then following that, on the 3rd and 4th, Friday and Saturday, big series in Dahlonega as they take on North Georgia. So that's their upcoming schedule right there. Difficult schedule, but they got some winnable games in there. So we'll see how they do. All right. Now on to the thing that I really don't want to talk about because I just have a feeling I might get myself in trouble. USCB baseball. Now, let me start off by saying this weekend, a very tough series. Taking on a North Georgia program that is ranked top 15 in the country. And they have a game and their third game just went final, like literally just seconds ago. So I'll tell you what that score is in just a second. But leading up to that, USCB coming in with no conference wins whatsoever. Couldn't get wins against Augusta, couldn't get wins against Flagler, and here they are against North Georgia. And yeah, just granted, it's North Georgia. They're very good. very strong. They have a real Division II baseball program. And it's difficult that way, and it is what it is. But USCB, you know, I'm gonna put out the positives first before I get to the negatives. Positives for this team, USCB, is they actually don't have a bad offense. They have an offense that has been scoring runs this year. They've been scoring runs. They've been finding ways to get on base, finding ways to score runs. So I'm not mad at the offense. They're there. The defense is also there. They're not bad on defense. Kind of the same thing with USCB softball. Pitching is a problem, and it's not even the starting rotation. And I'll get to that in a second because there's a game I do want to talk about. So let me look at their all 3 games. Let's see here. Game 1 on Friday, USCB lost 8-3 to North Georgia. I want to get the box score up here. Basically, no score through 3 innings. Joe Turner was pitching well through those first 3 innings. 4th inning, he allowed 3 runs came through. USCB answered back with 1. North Georgia scored 2 runs, made it a 5-1 ball game. USCB answered back with 2 runs of their own. So they were hitting well, decently well against North Georgia. North Georgia scores a run in the 6th, 2 more runs in the 7th to make it an 8-3 ball game. USCB scoring runs against North Georgia. I'm not mad at all. You know, you look at Joe Turner's appearance. 5 2/3 of an inning, 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned runs. Not bad. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. It's not a bad outing for him. And he's had some good outings this season. Carson Tillotson had a good outing in his 1/3 of an inning. 1/3 of an inning. No hits, no runs, no earned runs, no walks, no strikeouts. 1 at bat, got the out, done. Following it, Nick Hanlon, an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, no earned runs, a walk, a strikeout. Okay, not terrible. Asher Western, sorry. One inning, a walk, no hits, no runs, no earned runs. Not bad. Braden Welch, an inning, 1 run or 1 hit, no runs, a walk, and that's about it. It is what it is. Then this is where I'm going to be frustrated. Game 2. Ian Barnes was on the mound. He pitched fantastic. Wait, maybe no, it wasn't Ian Barnes. Well, who was it? I thought it was Barnes. Who's the starting pitcher for? Was it Matt Navarro? It was. It was Matt Navarro. And he pitched great. He pitched pretty solid. So he pitched 6 innings. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, no walks. He had 2 hit by pitches. Apart from that, that's a pretty solid outing. Only 3 runs through 6 innings. It's pretty good. And his solid outing gave USCB a 6-1 lead going into the 6th inning. And it was great and all. It was great. They had a 6-1 lead. They were doing anything they could to win. And it looked like they were going to win. It looks like they were going to win. If it wasn't for the stinking bullpen. If it wasn't for the bullpen. And I'll explain. Give me 1 second. Let me come back. Here we go. Ryan Taman, 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Cole Thomas, 1 1/3 innings, he pitched actually pretty solid. 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, a walk, and a strikeout. He actually pitched solid. Broker Bailey, 1/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 7 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Garrett Helm, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, a walk, and no strikeouts. Let me explain to you why that's frustrating. 6-1 going in the 6th. USCB would not score a run after the 5th inning. North Georgia would proceed to score 2 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th. Okay. It's a 6-6 ball game going into the 8th. No score in the 8th. Looks like it's going to come down to the final inning. Oh, it did. When North Georgia scored 9 runs in the 9th inning. 9 runs. USCB, none. No runs after the 5th inning. They had a 6-1 lead. They haven't won a conference game all season. This would be the opportunity. Keep the pitchers in. I don't care if Matt Navarro gave up 2 runs in the 6th. You're still up 6-3. It's ridiculous. It's frustrating, and I hate it. I will always love USCB baseball. I will always love them. I will always support them. But I hate where they currently are at as a program. And it's not entirely their fault. It's not their fault. Their facilities might be the worst in all of Division II baseball. And it's just because deals that have been potential deals for building fields on campus have just fallen through over time. And instead of them being on their own campus with a Division II level baseball field, they're playing on, let's be honest, a glorified recreational field. I don't even know if glorified would be a word to use, just a straight up recreational field. And USCB's done their best to make that field look as good as it can, but it's still a recreational baseball field. Claflin plays on a field that was built in 1948, and yet they still have better facilities than USCB does. Which brings me to this point. We need, if you've never seen the Sand Shark 2020 project, I'll bring up some pictures while I'm talking about it for you. This project is a need. Get it up here. It is a need in so many ways. See if I can get this project up here. It brings a lot to the community. Let me get it up here. Here we go. Share the screen. Here we go. This is the 2020 project. See if I can make it a bit bigger. There we go. That's a bit better. This project, we actually talked with Gina Monford, the interim AD of USCB at the time. The interim AD of USCB this week. We talked about where this project is in terms of funding. So I think it's about $43 million have been raised in terms of funding. But this project, I mean, we're talking about well over $100 million for this project, which they have the funding from the state. So clearly the state thinks this is something big and something important to the community. Yet Beaufort County we're waiting on funding from Beaufort County. That's what they're waiting on. Beaufort County gets this funding. Instead of needing another 50-something million dollars to raise, if Beaufort County funds this, we're looking at probably more like 15 million, maybe 20 million at most. And that's a huge difference. And 15 million, 20 million is something that can be raised. But look at what all that's going to bring to USCB's campus in Bluffton. I mean, look at this. That arena. And I'll show you pictures of what the renderings for the arena will look like potentially. You know, you're bringing an arena here. Right here, if you can see the arrow on my screen, that is a hotel, which will not only bring money to Beaufort County, but also to USCB through private investors. Parking lot here. You come down here. These are the practice fields that already exist. Right here is the recreation center. This would be a new track and field facility for USCB, which is very much so needed for a growing track and field program that wants to become competitive, and they already are competitive, but they want to go to the next level. This will help. But then, right here, ladies and gentlemen, right here is the proposed baseball and softball field on campus, Division II level, something that's been talked about for well over a decade. Well over a decade. I have not seen renderings for the baseball and softball fields, but I kind of want to see it. If Gina Montford's watching and she has potential renderings, I would love to see them for both baseball and softball, because I'm excited about this project. Because this project means so much, not just to USCB, but to the community, Beaufort County, Jasper County. And I mean, the real exciting part is the arena, obviously, but to bring a baseball and softball field of that magnitude to the area, no one else has a baseball and softball field up to the level of USCB baseball and softball if this project is completed. It's so important. That's what the arena is going to look like. Hold on, let me get it up here. Here's what the arena could look like when completed. Holy cow. 5,500 seats is the proposed idea of attendance. That's the ballpark estimate, which is something that we do not have anywhere near us. Outside of Enmarket Arena, the next closest place that has an arena of this size and this many seats is the North Charleston Coliseum. I mean, how cool would this be? The amount of things you can do, not only for USCB athletics, but for the community with this project would be huge. There you go. There's a proposed outside look of it. I mean, how cool is that? How cool. I'm sorry. If anyone from the Beaufort County Council is listening right now, please fund this project. Please. Because if you don't fund this project, I honestly don't know how much longer USCB baseball can survive as a program without all of this. I can't wait to see renderings for, the baseball and softball fields when it becomes public. And I hope that's soon. I would love to see them. But as long as this project waits, it's going to cause baseball to really struggle. And I don't like seeing that. This program's struggling. It sucks. It sucks. 2 years ago, they had 13 wins. Last year, they were a 9-37 team. This year, especially with their loss today against North Georgia, they are on pace to get about 7 wins this year. 7. Which means, by the way, if they've played more games than they did last season, it means they will eclipse 40 losses on the year. 40 losses. It's unfortunate. And it's frustrating. Not just for baseball, but for softball too. I mean, softball is a lot more competitive right now than USCB baseball is. And Cody Yeski's done a fantastic job with this program. But I think she knows as well as everybody does that right now with the facilities they have, the ceiling can only go so high. You want that ceiling to grow higher? Build these facilities. Get these fields on campus. Get something USCB baseball and softball can be proud of saying to recruits, yes, these are our facilities. And they're awesome. Get these facilities. And do it as quickly as possible. So baseball-wise, upcoming schedule. Let's check and see here. Obviously, getting swept by North Georgia. It means they have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 in a row. They've lost 10 in a row. Their last one was an 8-7 win back on February 24th against Erskine. And before that, the last win they had before then was February 10th. I mean, they had a strong start to the season. They had picked up 4 wins pretty quickly. But since then, boy, it's been tough. But good news is they may pick up a win this week. They play Erskine on Tuesday. They are at home against Emory-Riddle on Wednesday. So 2 wins that could possibly happen right there for USCB. Then they're at home next weekend on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week to take on USC Aiken, which I want to look at the Peach Belt standings now. It means I think it could be a winnable series for USCB, potentially. Maybe not. USC Aiken 7-4 on the year. They're 7-4 in conference play, 17-8 on the season. Yeah, good luck. You know what's really sad? Middle Georgia's in front of them. This is Middle Georgia's first season in the Peach Belt Conference, and they are 10-17 on the year and 5-10 in conference play. It's unfortunate. And that loss, I believe, today would put USCB at 4-19, 4-20, something like that, and 0-14 in conference play. The only team below them is, of course, Claflin, 3-17 on the year and 0-12 in conference play. I don't know. I don't know what to say. You know what's funny is Peach Belt has USCB with a 5-19 record. My guess would be they thought we beat Barton College, which that's another thing. USCB lost to a 3-14 Barton College team this week. It's almost like they didn't even want to try. They lost 11-2 to a 3-14 Barton College team. 11-2 to Barton College. It's ridiculous. And it's just sad. It's frustrating. And I hate everything about it. My hope is one day I will get to see USCB be successful, make it to the Peach Belt Conference tournament year in and year out, and potentially make it to a national tournament. But looking at it right now, we are a long ways away. Sorry about that. Lost my internet for a second. When we come back after this quick 2-minute break, we'll talk about all sports going around the rest of the world, including the World Baseball Classic, the Players' Championship, which Ludwig Oberg is leading as of right now, as far as I believe, but we'll take a look at that. And we'll talk about some other sports going around, including college basketball. It's Selection Sunday for the March Madness tournament. We'll talk about all of that when we come back right here. This is the Mad Max Local Recap. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, that was my dog. You may have heard a whimpering in the background. That was my dog, Daisy Doodles. Anyway, speaking of which, see if you can see her in the background there. Hi, Doodles. Oh, she's gone. All right, let's get back to business. Talk about sports around the world. We'll start with the World Baseball Classic. Quarterfinals took place yesterday and on Friday. United States takes down Canada 5-3. They will be moving on to play the Dominican Republic. Excuse me, I misspoke that one out. Oof, that was bad. Dominican Republic taking down Korea 10-0. I think it was in 7 innings. Excuse me. So it should be a good game between the United States and Dominican Republic. Although I wonder, is it Dominican Republic? It is. Honestly, I feel like those are the two best teams remaining, United States and Dominican Republic. Although Venezuela is pretty strong. They got a big win as well over Japan. They beat Japan 8-5. How about that? Which means that we're going to have a new World Baseball Classic champion. It means Japan will not defend their title. So big news coming out of there. Japan loses 8-5 yesterday to Venezuela. Italy beats Puerto Rico 8-6. Good ball game there. So that means Italy and Venezuela will take on. The winner of that will play the winner of the United States and the Dominican Republic. U.S. and Dominican Republic will be playing tonight at 8 o'clock. And then tomorrow at 8 o'clock, it'll be Venezuela and Italy. And then on Tuesday, the 17th at 8 o'clock, we will have the World Baseball Classic title game. So very exciting stuff there. United States, hopefully, well, their one loss is because their manager's an idiot and really costed them a game against Italy. So, you know, would it be wrong to say that he's going to, you know, pretty much, you know, screw it up again? Wouldn't put it past him. I would not put it past him at all. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the United States is going to play a good game. That Dominican Republic team is strong. So honestly, if there was a championship game, this would be it right there between these two teams, because I think they've been the two best teams outside of Italy. I think I don't know. Italy might make it past Venezuela. Italy's been solid this year, really good. And who would have thought? So hats off to them and their espresso machines in the dugout. If you haven't seen that, by the way, watch it. It's hilarious. If someone hits a home run, there's a cup of fresh, hot espresso just waiting for them when they get in the dugout. They actually have an espresso machine in the dugout. It's crazy. I love it. I love that, though. I love it. Anyway. So that's World Baseball Classic for you. Moving on. College basketball. VCU got the win over Dayton today. I was kind of pissed about that. I was hoping Dayton would make it a good ball game. They kind of did. 70-62 ball game, 8-point game, not bad. Dayton put up a fight. I still wish Dayton's 2020 team would have been able to play in the NCAA, because I think they could have been a team that could have gone all the way. Anyway, but that's besides the point. VCU gets the A-10 championship. Out of all the mid-major conference teams, I feel like the A-10 is the best and has always been really one of the top mid-major conferences that there is. People forget how many good teams have come out. That George Mason team way back when. You know, VCU's had a couple good teams. With VCU's win, it puts in St. Louis as a at-large. Especially for how they played, although they did lose to Dayton, but it was a one-point game. So anyway, Arkansas takes down Vanderbilt in the SEC tournament. So Arkansas will get the automatic bid, although they probably would have gotten an at-large anyway. Vanderbilt will get an at-large along with a bunch of teams. So Big Ten tournament finals going on right now. Michigan and Purdue at halftime tied at 38 apiece. So that should be very interesting. How about this, though? American Conference Championship. Wichita State is only down 3 points in the second half to South Florida. How great would it be to see Wichita State back in the men's tournament? Ivy League, Penn getting the win over Yale. They'll be going on to the NCAA tournament, so it's going to be great to see UPenn in there. And that. Sorry about that. That's pretty much it for games today. A bunch of conference games yesterday. We'll go over them real quick. Virginia getting the win over Virginia, losing to Duke by 4, 74-70. Arizona taking down Houston, 79-74. Michigan pulls off the win, comeback win over Wisconsin, 68-65. Vanderbilt smoking Florida 91-74 in that semifinal game to play in the finals today. UConn loses by 20 to St. John's in the Big East tournament finals. St. John's is looking very strong, and I think they're getting hot at the right time, which is a good thing for Rick Pitino and St. John's. Obviously, Arkansas beat Ole Miss yesterday, 93-90. Good game from Ole Miss. Ole Miss really showed up in this tournament. They were 4-14 in SEC regular season play and 15-20 on the season. They made it to the semifinals. It was really impressive to watch. UCLA falls to Purdue in the semifinals of the Big Ten. Yale beat Cornell. UMBC wins the America East tournament, conference tournament, taking down Vermont 74-59. So UMBC is back in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2018. And if anybody remembers what UMBC did, they beat the one-seeded Virginia in the first round by 20. It was a beatdown, absolute beatdown. The MEAC tournament, Howard will be heading to the NCAA tournament, getting a 70-63 win over North Carolina Central. Dayton won a 1-point game over top 25 St. Louis, 70-69. Penn beat Harvard yesterday, 62-60 to make it to the finals. South Florida beat Charlotte, 86-64. VCU beat St. Joseph's to make it to the finals. Wichita State took down Tulsa. Mountain West Championship final. Utah State will be going to the NCAA tournament, taking down San Diego State, 73-62. Keep an eye on that Utah State team, 28-6 and 15-5 in Mountain West play this year. The SWAC tournament final, Prairie View A&M takes down Southern 72-66. They'll be going to the tournament. MAC championship final, what a game it was. 79-76 in favor of Akron. They'll be back for yet another season of NCAA tournament play. Toledo came up just short after a really impressive tournament. And yeah, good run for the Rockets in that tournament. The Conference USA Finals, Kennesaw State will be going to the NCAA tournament. They'll be taking on Louisiana. They beat Louisiana Tech 71-60, so they'll be moving on. Hawaii will be playing in the NCAA tournament as well. They beat Big West Championship, top-seeded UC Irvine 71-64. So great win for Hawaii, who's 24-8 on the year and 14-6 in the Big West play. So really good season from them. And then the WAC tournament, California Baptist takes down Utah Valley 63-61. So that's all the scores from yesterday. And of course today, some big play. Second half just got underway for the Big Ten tournament. Still tied at 38 between number 3 Michigan and number 18 Purdue. Michigan is strong, but they've had their moments of struggling in this tournament. They've had some tough games, so we'll see how they do. All right, moving on to the other big news or other big thing going on today. Let's check and see if I can find it. The Players' Championship is on NBC right now. Let's get the leaderboard here. Big news that came out on Saturday. I don't know if any of you saw out at the Players' Championship. A manhunt led to a delay in opening the gates at the Players' Championship on Saturday. Apparently, a man shot and killed 2 people at a drugstore parking lot near TPC Sawgrass. I think it was a Walgreens. And then escaped by going onto the course leading the Players' Championship to delay opening gates to fans as a precaution before the 3rd round on Saturday morning. Yeah, so that's an interesting way to start that. Let me see if I can get the leaderboard up here. If I can frickin' find it. It's becoming a pain in the butt. Screw it, I'm not going to use ESPN. ESPN's the worst when it comes to PGA. I don't know why. All right, here we go. Luvid Oberg is tied with Matt Fitzpatrick at 12 under right now. As they are, Oberg's through 11 holes. Matt is through 12 holes. Matt Fitzpatrick 4 under on the day. Luvid Oberg's struggling. He's 1 over for the day. Cam Young is just behind them at 11 under par. He's 2 under for the day. He's through 12 holes as well. Who's this? Oh, yeah. Robert McIntyre is sitting just behind Young at 10 under par. He's 3 under on the day through 14 holes. Then we have 5 5 players at 9 under par right now. Justin Thomas, Brian Harmon. Is that Jacob Bridgman? It is. Jacob Bridgman. Sepp Straka. Who else? Yellow Maru, who's from Canada. He's at 9 under par. And he's done for the day. Thomas is through 13 holes. Harmon's through 13 holes. They're both at 9 under. Bridgman's through 15 holes, 9 under, 2 under on the day. And Stratka is 9 under on the day through 15 holes. He's 2 under par for the day. So a lot going on there. Xander Schauffele, terrible way to finish out the week. He had such high promise, sitting at top of the leaderboard. Was even par today, shot 74 yesterday, 8 under for the tournament. He's currently even par through 14 holes, but I don't think he's going to catch up. And then underneath him, a lot of 7 unders. Thor Bjornsson's 3 over on the day. He was sitting at top of the sitting in the leaderboard area of the top players. Victor Hovland at 7 under. He's through 13. Who else? Brooks Koepka. He's done for the day. 6 under. 1 under for the day, 6 under for the tournament. Anyone else of notice? Scotty Scheffler, 5 under for the tournament, 1 under today, not his best. This one of my favorite names that I have seen, Austin Smotherman, is that is a great name. I love that, Smotherman. 1 over on the day. He's 6 under. Corey, is that Corey Connors? Yeah, Corey Connors finishes. Let's see where he was. 5 under for the tournament, 3 under through 13 holes so far. 3 over on the day through 13 holes. JJ Spawn, 4 under for the tournament. Gerard, 3 under for the tournament. Hideki Matsuyama, 3 under for the tournament, 5 under on the day. He had a good way to finish out. Max Homa, 2 under. Anyone else? Jordan Spieth, 2 under, 3 under for the day. Good round for him. Patrick Cantlay, 2 under. Sahith Theegala, he has had a rough one today. 6 over, and he was at about 7 under par. He's now 1 under par through 15 holes. So really, just not his best of days. Ricky Fowler, 1 under par for the tournament. How about this one? Rory McIlroy, even par for the tournament. Not his best showing this week. Anyone else of notice? Keegan Bradley at 1 over. Jason Day, 8 over today. 4 over par for the tournament. He was actually pretty good. He was in good position through the second round, and just third and fourth round just didn't do well for him today. Tony Finau, 8 over, 5 over for the day, 8 over for the tournament. Yeah, tough break for him. And then everyone else was pretty much cut for the rest of that tournament. Anyone that was cut that's interesting? No, not really. Obviously, Colin Morikawa withdrew. So, yeah, apart from that, that's where we're sitting right now. And now Matt Fitzpatrick has taken the lead, 13 under par. Oberg is 12 under par through 11 holes. Matt Fitzpatrick, 5 under on the day through 13 holes. He is now 13 under par, and he's come back. Oberg was ahead by 4 shots coming into the 4th round. So this is a big comeback for Matt Fitzpatrick. He's now taking the lead at the Players' Championship. So there's a lot to be had, a lot to be determined for the players. We still have a lot of golf to play today, but we are now in full swing of golf season. Players' Championship is really that official, just here we are. It's golf season, fellas. We're getting into some big-time golf play. And just to think that the Masters is right around the corner. And following that, of course, the RBC Heritage, which I am excited for. I can't wait for it to come around. One of my favorite times of the year is to be at the RBC Heritage. So it was a fantastic time last year. I look forward to being there this year. And yeah, so golf is in full swing. A lot of spring sports are in full swing. It's a great time to be back here on the Mad Max Lowco Recap. And that's going to do it for us. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to say, it's been really fun to be back on the show and talking some sports. Spring sports is full swing, and I can't be more excited. So I want to thank everyone for watching. Viewers, thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you to the sponsors of Lowco Sports for continuing to support us. Thank you to Lowco Sports itself, to Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, Marcus Walsh, and the rest of the guys that contribute to Lowco Sports, including Javon Livingston, Kevin Libby, Ray Alonzo, all those guys. I couldn't say thank you enough for what you guys do. It's going to be a fun spring season, and I'll be doing more of these hopefully during the spring season when I get the chance. So I want to thank everybody for watching. And I will see you next time, hopefully next Sunday, probably 3 o'clock. Hopefully will be the start time. So that's going to do it. I'm Max Raj. Thank you guys so much. This has been the Mad Max Lowco Recap. And until next time, go Lowco.